Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Alopecia Angel podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the time it takes for hair to grow and how the hair growth comes back. So, you were lied to. Let me just say that. You were lied to on the internet searches. You were lied to completely. The thing is, a lot of times people think that hair grows back like grass, that it grows all evenly, that it grows back all at the same time. And that can be true for those of you who are experiencing telogen effluvium, diffuse, postpartum hair loss, this type of thing. But when it comes to female pattern, when it comes to androgenic, when it comes to autoimmune, when it comes to scarring alopecia, it varies very differently. And it's actually, there are patterns that I've seen, having done this for over 10 years now. There are patterns that I see, not just with my own hair growth, but with my clients as well. But at the same time, it's not cohesive. It's never going to be necessarily all cohesive like grass. And so you want to think about hair growth in a different way, especially if you have autoimmune scarring or female pattern baldness. The thing is, sometimes it takes a minute for it to ramp up. So I will say that with female pattern baldness, androgenic, the hair growth is on the slower side. It is. It is on the slower side. And normally because it has a little bit more to ramp up wise, but it's not going to be necessarily right here where you want it, right here, right now. Normally what happens is that you start seeing hair growth all around in the other areas where it was thinning. And then this part is normally, it comes in and it comes in, but it is a slower process. For those of you who think that, oh, I'm bald completely, I have alopecia totalis, I have alopecia universalis, I'm not going to see hair growth for 10 years. This is actually not true. I have clients with 2, 3, 4 autoimmune diseases who see hair growth. They're completely bald, who see hair growth in week 2, week 3, week 4. Why? Autoimmune is actually very special because the hair is underneath the scalp and the body wants to heal. The body is wanting for that hair to come through. The problem is we're not supporting the body. We're not realizing what our triggers are, what the blind spots are, what is going wrong, what the root causes are. So because of that, the hair just stays stuck here. It's not coming through. The minute we start changing all the factors personalized to my clients, they start seeing rapid results, not just in their bodies, not just in skin brightening and clearing, but also in, let's say, their inflammation in their body, also in their digestive systems, but then also in other areas of life that potentially were also holding them back, maybe not super healthy or optimized. And then this is where the hair growth starts to happen. Your body wants to heal. So autoimmune is very special in this way. If you are bald completely, this is alopecia totalis or universalis, you can see on average, it'll take 6 months for you to have a buzz cut if you're a boy or a pixie cut if you're a girl. 6 months on average, give or take. Sometimes it's a little bit more, 8 months, sometimes it's a little bit less. But 6 months is that average. 6 months is not a long time. It really isn't. And so think about that. If you're completely bald, in 6 months, you can have a full pixie cut, full buzz cut. So it's a huge reliever. The other thing too to know is that the differences between alopecia totalis and universalis is that universalis has no hair anywhere. And so when it starts to grow back, your body decides. Your body decides always where the hair starts to grow. But when you have universalis, since you have so many areas where hair is naturally, legs, arms, eyelashes, eyebrows, my clients start to see hair growth all over, not just on the head, but then also eyelashes, eyebrows, on the hair, legs, on the chest, if you're a guy, so many areas, right? Nose, nostrils, knuckles, all the things. And so this is the situation is that with universalis, it's an all over hair growth occurrence that starts to happen all at once. With totalis, you already have the hair on your body for the most part, and it's really just focused on the hair or on the scalp. And so this is where it grows back, again, not like grass, but like alopecia areata. So for example, wherever you had your last spot is normally where it would start to grow back. And so then it would be like a work in progress of how things unfolded for you. And then you backtrack almost like it's going back in time of how it's also growing back in. Does that make sense? So for alopecia areata, in my case, for example, I had multiple spots in the back, but the very first spot that I had grew in last. So however many spots I had, it started backtracking from the last spot all the way to the first spot. And that's the pattern that I tend to see in general with the majority of my clients, whether it's Areata, totalis, or Universalis. That is the normal trend. Now, could yours be different? Absolutely, it can be. Again, your body decides. But at the same time is that we're having a forward and then a backward situation happening. And so when you're growing out from Universalis to totalis back to Areata, you will see patches, but those patches will fill in and then you will be whole again. Just as you see me here with full hair, full health, you will be whole again. And so that is the beauty of it. And this can happen, again, for totalis universalis, 6 months on average. For Areata as well, I've seen people start to see hair growth in week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 90% of my clients see hair growth. Doesn't matter what type of hair loss you have. This is including scarring, people, including scarring. This is LLP, CCCA. This is frontal fibrosing, which is FFA. There's different types of scarring. And even in this category, they are seeing hair growth in less than 4 weeks, in less than 8 weeks. So this includes them too. The statistics to the Hair and Heal program are staggering. And I don't see this anywhere else. I don't, even with medications, I was reading one the other day that it takes 52 weeks, which is a year, 52 weeks to possibly see that hair growth, to possibly get an instance of recovery. What would you like? 8 weeks? 52 weeks? To me, time is of the essence. And I know for you it is too. In my situation, I didn't want to waste time. I was sick of wasting money on seeing doctors, sick of hearing all these blah, 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 which was getting me nowhere. And sick of talking to people who, quite frankly, had no results, no expertise, and no further education that I was looking for. And so this is the situation, is that we get to choose. What is time to you? Do you want time to be free with your full hair? Or do you want to spend time trying one thing and another, going around in circles, chasing your tail? The other thing about time and hair growth is that we can always shorten it. We can always shorten it when we work with a professional, when we work with a coach, when we work with someone who's been there, done that. And not everyone is at the same qualifying level that you may need. I've had clients before where they're working with their naturopath in Canada for 6 years. They see 0 results. They finally decide to come talk to me. We talk. In 2 weeks, they're starting to see hair growth. And a lot of times their naturopath or their practitioner or their whoever that they're speaking with or have been working with missed the mark, missed some things, and didn't detect other things that were there. And so that's the bigger point. Time is of the essence, not just for you healing, but for you getting back to your life, for you living your best life. I have a client who recently joined and she says she doesn't want to travel. She loves to travel, but she doesn't want to travel. She doesn't want to go swimming. She just wants to work from home and be at home, and that's it. And I understand that. I was the same way. I didn't want to do the things I normally did. It took away from all my activities, from my extrovertedness, from all my outgoingness, from meeting new people and friends and living my best life. It really did. It took it away from me. And how you decide to approach how you live with alopecia or how you go about healing, I will say is that once you heal this, put this behind you, your best life is right in front of you. It really is. Because what I tell my clients is that first day that they join Hair and Heal, it's the beginning to the rest of their life. It really is, because it's the beginning to knowing, understanding, having all the certainty, having all the answers, and having results in their hands. It really is. So from there is, the real question is, how much time do you want to spend on this? Do you want to get there faster, or do you want to take the slow route? For me, I wish I would have had a faster route to get this. But in other areas, I did. So for example, when I had my 50 pounds postpartum situation, I went with a trainer. In 6 months, I lost those 50 pounds. So you can go faster, quicker with somebody who's going to hold you accountable, with somebody who knows, somebody who's knowledgeable. And the way I choose professionals is that they need to walk the walk, talk the talk. So if you are a personal trainer, I want to see you looking like an amazing sculpted creature of sorts. And once you're that sculpted creature of sorts, then that's who I want to work with, because I know that person will give me results. I'm seeing it. They are the billboard, right? And so this is what I'm talking about. You want to go with a person who walks the walk, talks the talk, whether it's somebody who speaks multiple languages and can teach you how to navigate learning a new language, or maybe it's the swim coach or the swim school that you want to go to so you can learn how to swim, or for your kids, you want to see results. And in hair, it's the same way. This is why I show you inspiring stories every week on the podcast. And I talk about my clients too, because they're seeing results. And this is the thing. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait any longer. And many times, I will say, it's the want and desire to try to figure it out on our own. And I will say it's a lot harder than you think. I say a lot of times that this is diet and lifestyle. And I say this with two buckets because it is diet and lifestyle, but there's so much more to it. There's so much more comprehensive information. What took me years, and not just years, but the amount of hours to gather all the information, to not just understand my own healing process, but other people's healing process is astounding. So much so, it would be a third job for all of you. You guys are all busy. You have your families, your children, your work, your school, your relationships. There's a lot to all of that. But for me, I shut everything out and I made this my job, making your life easier and simpler so you can get to faster results. So the other thing with time is that, and this is the beauty of hair loss and hair growth, is that it's never too late to regrow your hair. It doesn't matter if it's been 50 years or 90 years or anything else. You can regrow your hair, especially if it's autoimmune, especially if it's female pattern, especially if it's telogenous effluvium, diffuse, stress-induced, thyroid-induced, hormone-induced, menopause-induced, whether it's related to the COVID vaccine or anything else. You can always regain your hair. The only caveat right here that I'm going to mention is scarring alopecia. Yes, we have success with scarring alopecia. However, the scarring alopecia also decides. The body decides. This is the thing that I really want to drive home, is that the body decides what it's going to do. Whether you have autoimmune, whether you have scarring, female pattern, or any other type of hair loss or hair thinning or shedding, the body decides. And so the body's going to keep doing what it's doing until you put a stop to it, until you actually start to support it and listen to it. That's really everything in a nutshell. We have to listen, we have to support it appropriately, curated to our needs so that we can put a stop to this. With scarring alopecia, this is like a forest fire. Things are going quickly and we need to hurry up. And I will say, even though, let's say you've been diagnosed with scarring alopecia 5, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's also never too late to learn and to know how to support your body. And I will say a lot of times my own scarring clients are actually quite surprised. Not only are they seeing hair growth, but they're seeing all the hair growth come back. Even in the areas where they thought it scarred already, even in the areas where they thought it was already too late, and it's not too late because, again, the body decides. So no one else can decide. No doctor, not me, no one. You learn how to support it. You do what you need to do and you see the results. Your body will speak to you. And so this is the thing, is that we can all see that hair growth. We can all get the results that we're looking for, and it's there waiting for us. There is no time limit. So whether you're 85 years old, 5 years old, or anything in between, you can heal this hair loss. So don't think it's too late ever. It's never too late. That's like saying it's too late to get an education. It's never too late. You may not be going to high school with a bunch of 18-year-olds, but it's never too late to get your general education. It's never too late to go to college. It's never too late to do the things you want to do. It's never too late to get your hair back. Unless, of course, it's completely scarred, which, again, that's a caveat. That's a caveat. But I will say is that if you don't try, you'll never know. And so instead of just assuming that your scalp and your hair is already scarred over, why not give it the opportunity and the chance? Why not give it a fighting, fair chance to heal? If I was in those scarring alopecia shoes, I would be doing that. I would see what more can I be doing? And in many cases, I also resonate with this because, as you may have seen, more and more people are leaning into having children a lot later in life. I'm one of them, late to the game. I came to the party at 40 and had my first baby. I've had clients who at 51, 50 years old, they're having their first baby. So to me, yes, as women's biological situations happen, yes, okay, there's a start and stop. But at the same time, for hair, there isn't. And so don't ever think it's ever too late, or you're too old, or you're too this, or you're too that, because that's all nonsense. It really is. And the only one who's holding themselves back is you. I can't begin to tell you the amount of children who've had alopecia since they were 5, 10 years old. And then now in their 20s and 30s, they come to me because they want to heal. Their parents, God bless them, didn't know, didn't have the tools, didn't have the wherewithal, maybe didn't even have internet at that time to do what they need to do now. But now they're on the path of healing. And that's where we need to also take responsibility. If you want to heal, it's there. just like the gym. If you want to go to the gym, it's there for you at any point, anytime. We just need to go and do the work. You do the work, you see the results. So time is actually on your side when it comes to hair growth. But I wanted to give you this episode to really understand the time aspect of you working with time. Is it beneficial for you now to heal now, to get on with your life, with your best life for the next 40, 50, 60, 70 years? Or do you want to prolong the situation, open up the door to potentially other health issues, right? Because hair loss is a silent alarm in many ways. It's a visual alarm, but it's silent. It's like that check engine light in the car. So it's up to us to keep driving the car with the lights going on and then maybe another light and maybe another light. Or we can just take it to the mechanic, run some diagnostics, look underneath the hood, do an evaluation, and get you on the right road to recovery. If you're on the right road to recovery, you already know what to do. If you haven't worked with me before, I invite you to schedule a call. I invite you to get going and learn more because it's never too late. It doesn't matter how long it's been. The only thing that matters is that you have a desire and the will to want to see the change, because once you have the desire and you believe it's possible, everything is possible. But the first step is always believing that you can do it, believing that you want it, believing that this is the right path for you. And so I invite you to learn more. We have our website, alopeciaangel.com. You can go to Hair and Heal at the top and see all our information on the program, 8-week program where 90% are seeing hair growth in less than 8 weeks. The shedding stops anywhere from week 1 to week 6. And if you're extra special, I've seen ladies stop hair shedding in just 48 hours with just some minor tweaks. And so that's how close you could be. Stopping the shedding, stopping this incessant pattern of hair loss and not knowing what to do, not knowing who to talk to, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to try. This isn't about trying. I have a proven framework. We have a guarantee that backs it up. Not many options or treatments offer that. And I'm telling you, if you do it, if you follow it, you will see hair growth. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Alopecia Angel podcast, a positive light in healing alopecia. You can do this and we can help. Spread the word that reversing alopecia is possible by telling your friends and family.